In this short video, you'll see how to annotate your websites in Diigo. As you look at my library, you can see that this particular article, A Fit Body Means a Fit Mind, has 13 annotations. These are several of the annotations from the article. I'm going to click on it to open it. And you can see that there are a number of annotations. What I've chosen to do in this article is to highlight everything that stands out, facts that I think are important, in yellow. And then I chose a different color, green, to focus on action items, things that I think are things that when I refer back to this article, I want to be able to pick out right away to see if we can apply those in practice in school. So how did I create those? There are several ways. If I have the extension loaded, I can choose Read and Annotate. And I get a screen that simply has the article with no graphics, no disruptions. And that's much easier to work with. So if I want to highlight, for example, this phrase, for starters, aerobic exercise pumps more blood throughout the body, including the brain. So all I need to do is highlight. And as I hover over, I can choose the color that I like. I'm going to choose yellow because this is a fact, and there I go. If I want to change the color because I made a mistake, I just hover over, and I can choose a different color. This is really an interesting article, which you're welcome to read, about how exercise really affects academic performance. This was a school that included activity early morning class for 12 students who needed help with literacy skills. They did aerobic exercises for 30 minutes, and they increased their scores. They also focused on cardiovascular exercises. I highlighted this in green because this is something we might be able to try. And now I see another action item. I'm going to highlight this. Of course, teachers can reap rewards from exercise just as their students do. This time I'd like to highlight this one in green. So I'll select green. And I'd like to add a note to it because I have an idea. So I'm going to click on it again, and this time I'm going to add a note. Get reorganized for teachers. Yoga for school. Volleyball after school. Some ideas to bring up with one of the school committees and save it. And now when I click off, you see that it's a note. And I can go back to my screen. And those annotations saved. If I don't have the Diigo extension installed, I'm going to go back to the article, and I can still highlight and make changes. I'll just highlight this particular quote. And when I drag my mouse over it, I still have the options to highlight. And if I want to change the color, I just go back and click on Change Color, and I'll have options to make the change. So it's easy to do either way. The extension allows you to do it without advertisements or photos and concentrate on the text. And if you don't have the extension, you can still do those same functions. So think about how you might use this with students. Do you want them to highlight facts? Do you want them to add questions? How will you use different colors? Really easy to highlight. A word about size limits for social bookmarking. For Diigo, you're allowed 500 cloud bookmarks and 100 PDF and web page highlights. And in Google Keep, I haven't found any information that shows any limits at all.